Okay, we are live. We are well and truly live. Ladies and gentlemen, Friday Night Football has just finished. Fulham 0, Wolves 1 at Craven Cottage. And my word, what an extreme finish. An extreme finish to the game is really all I can say. I mean, Adama Traore's last gasp stunning goal to win the game for Wolves and just send absolute shockwaves through the hearts of Fulham fans, Scott Parker, the players, everyone involved around Fulham. Absolutely desperately disappointing for them. And yeah, where do I even begin with this one? Because a game that Fulham actually largely, dominated in most part, especially in terms of the chances they actually created, and especially with the fact that they were all over Wolves, in certain cases when they were crowding around the penalty area, just taking constant shots and trying to create constant chances. And in the end, it's just a really, really despairing blow. And for one reason, I will say, it's pure Premier League. It really, really is. As much as I actually want Fulham to stay up, and as much as I actually, I was supporting Fulham in that game, it excites me as a fan because it was just proper Premier League content, really, where one team that needs a win to survive relegation. Of course, Newcastle play against Burnley tomorrow, which you'd probably argue is a slightly easier game than what Fulham had to play Wolves with. But yeah, nevertheless, I mean, for Fulham to dominate the full 90 minutes, literally for most part anyway, and then go and, get to a certain extent shithoused by Wolves at the other end with a stunning goal from Adama Traore, who I think it's his first goal since 2019 as well. So it just goes to show how just, absurd this actual result is. But nevertheless, I'm going to make a bit of a big statement here, and I'm sure Fulham fans will probably like me saying this. I'm not just saying this because I want Fulham fans to like me or whatever, because I'm a Chelsea fan, as you can see, so you're probably going to be reserved in liking me anyway. But Fulham will still stay up. I am fully confident, because my prime example is whenever you see this, with a two-horse race for relegation with, Fulham and Newcastle as it is this season, I think, a perfect example is last season how the relegation battle did pan out, because obviously, Aston Villa, they did survive relegation on the final day of the season after beating West Ham. And, with 2 or 3 games to go, they looked down and out. They looked dead and buried in terms of the relegation battle. And they somehow, some way, still, stayed up, really. And I've just seen a Fulham fan in the chat saying we aren't staying up. Mate, Parker is just tactically inept. And maybe you are right to a certain extent, because obviously, Scott Parker, even though I really do rate him as a manager in terms of, his brand of football and his actual philosophy, I think that he's brought in a lot of good players as well in terms of, the transfer policy for them. But overall, he's really inexperienced. So maybe he's going to make mistakes. And that's probably one of the main reasons why, Fulham might definitely get relegated, if I'm honest. But at the end of the day, I'm still confident that Fulham will stay up, not get relegated, will stay up. I've said this for ages now. I said that after Fulham beat Leicester 2-0 at the King Power Stadium, I think it was in December or the end of November, I said Fulham will stay up. They're a team that a lot of people were sleeping on, and they've got a lot of good results this season, and I think that they will pull off just enough points to stay up. And I do think if it comes down to the end of the season, against Newcastle, I think that they will pick 3 points up. And hopefully if they're in a position to be able to leapfrog Newcastle in the table, if they win that, then it will be a massive result for them. Anyway, I'm off to bed to cry myself to sleep. Well done with all the content, lad. Thanks very much. Really appreciate your support. And hopefully for my sake and your sake, because I really want Fulham to stay up because of how entertaining they are, especially over Newcastle anyway. Hopefully, Fulham can stay up. But nevertheless, I mean, if we actually get into the game as well, I mean, first of all, the goal that Adama Traore scored, I mean, what a thundercunt of a goal. Pardon my language, but what a goal it was from him. And then Wolves, to be fair, to a certain extent, even though Fulham kind of controlled the game to a certain extent in terms of the chances they did create, I just think that it kind of was probably justified, Wolves' goal, simply because of Willian José's disallowed goal, which was an absolute joke. And I don't want to keep rambling on about VAR, because it seems like I do that a lot on this channel, especially when these decisions kind of happen. But that goal from Willian José that was disallowed by VAR has to be one of the worst decisions I've ever seen from VAR, and that's really saying something, because we've seen some absolute just shite and just dross given this season by VAR. Fulham better not try anything funny against us. They better just roll over for us. I mean, hopefully that's the one game they do lose this season, but you never even know. A team in a relegation battle, of course, they're going to be up for it against us. And Charity FC, we might just give them 3 points in that one, but nevertheless, it really feels bleak for Fulham. It really does. I mean, the atmosphere around Fulham at this moment in time, especially after a result like that, in the manner of it as well, it must be so bleak. It must feel so cruel for them, if I'm honest, because you even saw at the end of the game Mario Lemina just in tears, which I think is a little bit of an over-exaggeration, because they still have 6 or 7 games left to save themselves. And even though Newcastle have 2 games in hand over them at this stage, and they're still ahead of them, it does. I get it. I get the tears from Lemina, because it does feel like maybe the beginning of the end for Fulham as far as Premier League survival this season. But I still have faith. I still keep faith in Fulham and Scott Parker that they will stay up and they will beat the drop this season. season. And yeah, I just feel like what will happen is Fulham will maybe go a few more games, like maybe a game or 2 games or 3 more games, without, that many points. But then I feel like in the last few games of the season, they will pick up constant wins and not maybe constant wins, but constant points. Basically, what I'm trying to say is I think the Fulham will still stay up by, a couple of points or maybe even 1 point. It doesn't matter as long as they stay up. It should be a really, really interesting relegation battle, because as far as the relegation battle is concerned, Sheffield United are gone. West Brom, if they don't win tomorrow, in my opinion, are gone. Even if they do win tomorrow, they could potentially be gone as well. It's probably likely that they're going to be down. In terms of Brighton, I think Brighton are safe, because even if they're not safe already, they will pick up enough points. Burnley the same. Southampton, if you could even count them in a relegation battle, and Palace and those kind of teams, they're all really safe and one. So I think it's really a 2-horse race between Fulham and Newcastle for that final relegation spot, and it should be a really interesting race, as I consider the fact that they're both playing each other on the final game of the season, which should be an absolute cracker of a game. It really, really should be. And but yeah, overall, leave down in the chat and in the comment section below if you are watching this as a video, who do you think is going to get relegated, Fulham or Newcastle? Or if you even think West Brom will survive and both Fulham and Newcastle will go down, or if you think Brighton or Burnley will go down, or whoever you think will go down, comment down below. And yeah, overall, a really, really bleak, as I said, result overall from Fulham. I still can't get over how the scenes at the end, especially seeing Mario Lemina just in tears, and overall Scott Parker's face when Wolves scored the goal as well. It's one of those moments that probably in 5-10 years you look back on Premier League years, or watching it back in Premier League years, and you're thinking, what a moment of significance in the Premier League relegation battle it was that season, when you just see the reaction of the Fulham players and the Fulham manager and stuff like that. And yeah, it really was astonishing, especially with the manner of the goal Adama Traore scored as well. And any doubts about Wolves, potentially getting relegated, well and truly dispelled, even if I don't think there was that many claims that Wolves were going to go down. But nevertheless, yeah, I mean, what a way to set us up for what should be another very good weekend of Premier League football. I will be doing a live stream or a video, depends what I'm in the mood for, really. I'll probably end up doing a live stream, because I tend to enjoy these more than actually doing videos at the moment, which is a bit weird for a YouTuber to be doing. But nevertheless, yeah, I will be doing a live stream or a video for Chelsea versus Crystal Palace tomorrow, and probably for Spurs against Manchester United on Sunday, I think it is. Yeah, Sunday, and then a few Champions League games next week. So overall, we're in football season. There's about 6 or 7 weeks left in this Premier League season, and the season overall in terms of the Champions League as well. It's going to be really, really interesting into the season, not only in terms of the fact that obviously the top 4 race is well and truly hotting up again, and the relegation battle, because the title race, let's be honest, is well and truly over. Let's go back to international break. Club football is too depressing. I mean, I completely agree with you after we lost 5-2 to West Brom. But yeah, Fulham are cooked. Newcastle now have the favourable fixtures. That's actually true, in fairness. That is actually true. I will give you that point, because Fulham's run-in is actually pretty tough. But I will argue in saying that Fulham, I would have more confidence in picking up points against bigger teams than Newcastle would against smaller teams, which makes no real sense, really. But hear me out. Newcastle have dropped stupid points this season. They look really, really hopeless. It's just whether Steve Bruce can shithouse a few results for them, if I'm being perfectly honest. Fulham, on the other hand, mainly have had a decent record in the big games. You think of the fact they've got 4 points from possible 6 against Liverpool. I think that's really the only decent results they've had against big teams. I think they beat Leicester at home, of course, or away from home, I should say, sorry. And they did draw with Spurs as well. So they've got an okay record against the bigger teams. But nevertheless, it should be really interesting. How you doing, says Marlon. Very, very good, my friend. Very, very good. Hope you're doing well as well. And yeah, I think that's where we're going to leave this stream. If you actually make sure to leave a like on the stream as well if you are here, because it means an absolute heap to me. It means more than you guys could ever imagine, leaving a like on the stream and helping me getting this channel found in the YouTube algorithm. And also, if you're watching this as a video, make sure to leave a like as well. As I said, it helps me out absolutely massively. And yeah, if you did leave a like and are going to leave a like on this video or stream, massively, massively appreciated, lads. And also, if you could subscribe to the channel as well. If you are new to the channel, we are looking to hit 1.6k subscribers as soon as we possibly can. It'd be mental to hit that as soon as possible. And yeah, once again, sorry for the short stream, but I just thought I'd get my reaction on this match out, because yeah, what a spectacle from Premier League neutral, especially a Premier League neutral who for some reason is going for Fulham, even though I'm a Chelsea fan. But nevertheless, I'm waffling on for too long now, and yeah, I'll talk to you guys later, and thanks very much for tuning into the stream, and yeah, see you tomorrow.